Morning, everybody. Gonna do a quick video this morning. I sorry, my eyeballs. Had a subscriber message and say music promo, and I know they were talking to Jason because I don't do music yet, yet. But yeah, Jason can play. He can play. I I'm just learning, and it's one of those things where you you don't realize how freaking hard it is till you get a guitar. You know, Jason, he did such a good job on this. I don't think I've shown it off near enough, but this thing is just beautiful. And that's about all I've learned so far. But Jason can pick. Jason can pick if we need somebody picking. But I'm just now learning this, man. And this is so sweet. I love this little. It's got all the stuff you need. Go big distortion. So it'll crank. It's badass. It is so cool. I'm learning. And I don't know, but I told you I went and bought this one not long after I got my 3-string from Jason. Boys, that's nice. And that's a work in progress. I'm live streaming here, and you two idiots think it's WWE Raw night. Hey, I wasn't kidding. Y'all stop it. Gosh, y'all know how loud that is. But that subscriber, music promo. That was my music promo right there, man. That was the alpha and the omega of my guitar prowess. Let me text Jason and see if he's up. Sorry. I don't have my glasses on, it's so hard. Baxter. Boy, you are wild this morning. Wow. These dogs are crazy this morning. Excuse me. Question. Do you people, how many of you have, we have a Keurig machine, right? Little cups. And I've told my wife before, the reservoir, if you push it, will hold about 18 to 20 ounces. But the little cups are a concentrate deal. And so 14 to 16 ounces after that, it starts getting watered down. And my wife, I slept in a little bit this morning. Kathy, she's good. She'll put my coffee on, but she always fills it way up, and it's diluted, and it just tastes like hot water. I've told her before, just 14 ounces. You don't have to make me a big old full glass of coffee. I don't have to have it. And just 14 ounces what it calls for. Because that is so, I don't know. I had a friend's grandpa tell me one time. He says, you may not be able to cook or clean or make the world the best place. He says, but by God, when you get a good cup of coffee, you'll know it. Okay. You'll know it. You might not be able to do nothing else, but when you get a good cup of coffee, you get to know it. And the guy, God, me and my buddy went over there that day. It was middle of the day. And they were on like their third pot of coffee, and they had coffee 24/7 ready to go. And they gave me a cup, and I'm like, I've never tasted coffee. I don't even know what it's about. And they're, oh yeah, here, we're gonna give you a glass, give you a cup. It was. Can you imagine? This guy drinks coal oil. Hands a 16-year-old kid his first cup of coffee. Yeah, not good. Not good. It's like first time you shoot a gun, you shoot a bazooka. Start off with a BB gun. That's what I need. That's how the the guitar part is over. Y'all missed it. If you weren't here, I don't know what to tell you. It was there at the beginning. You missed it. I'm not gonna be jamming no more. You know how people get embarrassed about a lot of things, but something like the guitar, oh my gosh. And y'all are lucky I did that, because I won't even hardly practice in front of Kathy and them. You get that. It's so embarrassing hitting the clankers and stuff. Like I was telling Jason, the hardest thing, man, my fingers. Excuse me. Getting them calloused up where they don't stick to the strings. Right now they stick to the string and make a second sound as I pull off, and that's just because they're soft and supple and nice hands. But yeah, guitar playing. Maybe back in 1970, 78, 79, Jukebox Hero came out. Maybe if I heard that song, I had done the right thing and gone to the pawn shop, picked out a guitar where it hung way down low. I had to keep on rocking, but I didn't. I didn't even have only one guy that I know of, maybe two in my class that played guitar. Actually, we had, I think it was my junior year, some guys had a band together all the way from freshmen to seniors, and they got to play at one of our dances, but they only knew like 5 songs, and they were all Loverboy songs. Remember Loverboy, guys? They were all Loverboy songs, and they got to come play. Oh, they thought that was fun. That was fun. They thought they were the coolest things. It was funny how they tried to put together a rock and roll wardrobe at that time, because it was hair bands, and none of them had the hair, and none of them could do the hair thing. Yeah, think about that. In the decade of the hair bands, our school had a hair policy, and boys couldn't have long hair. Couldn't have long hair. Couldn't have it. Did y'all play anywhere or live anywhere where they had that kind of strict dress codes and haircut codes? Yeah, there were. First day of school, you could tell who were going to be the ones that drop out or quit school, because they come in pushing it with the long hair and they turn right around, and a lot of them didn't ever come back. Think about that. You get a kid to quit school because you don't like their hair. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I don't care for long hair on me, but my wife, it's funny. One of her statements about 80s bands is, "Oh my God, I hate men who have better hair than me." And some of those guys, they got some hair. Oh, I can bake with you guys as usual. I forgot the world is going crazy. I don't know if y'all paid any attention to that conservative commentator, Candace Owens. Yeah, man, the Lord's chosen ones are not happy with her or anybody else. That speaks ill of the motherland. That was wow. Wow. I don't know if y'all saw her interview with this rabbi, but that dude basically said, hey, anti-Semitism is a living, breathing thing, and it morphs and it changes, and it's a special kind of hate, and you can't figure out what's anti-Semitism. We'll tell you what is anti-Semitism. Yeah. Yeah, we'll tell you. You won't know it until we tell you, so be careful. Be careful. As they act like, think about that. The definition of anti-Semitism or anti-Semitism has been so convoluted over the years. I think it was first coined and defined as the hate for just that group and the want for its annihilation. Loosely paraphrased there, but it's basically just about hating, just as a religion or as a people, as a race. See, this one guy, he says, "Oh, it started out as a religion, then they start hating us as a race, and then they started hating us as a country, Israel. That's when it all, yeah." And she's just like, so you get to just take your feelings and go stick it in front of stuff and get hurt by it, right? Yeah, I mean, that was my first thought, is like, it's an ever-moving target. You literally around them, and I think that's why they want it. You watch every word you say. If it's not perfect, glowing confirmation of them, then you're anti-Semitic. If you don't go 100% with what I do and like and care for it, then you're anti-Semitic. That guy was just laying it out there. He put a big old wide frame around it. Everything inside this box, and then anything outside we can't see right now or anticipate. We hold the right to bring that into the anti-Semitic trope field and toss it back at you whenever we want. And it's just wow. I thought the white liberals were bad with their racism stuff. Those people are the most racist. God, they see it everywhere. They just see oppression and racism and anti-Semitism everywhere they look. It's just everywhere. Or most of us don't experience it until we see them telling us, "Oh, it's out there, it's happening. Oh, it's happening." You mean those people that said, "Hey, they ought to stop killing people"? You anti-Semite, you don't know. That's what killed me, is they keep throwing that out there. October 7th was the worst day in history, the largest genocide. They love to do that. Use statistics. They take numbers and they twist them. The largest attack on Israel, largest slaughter, and because it was, I think they gave the number 1,300, and because the percentage of that to the Jews in Israel is a greater percentage or something to some other events, and they get to claim this is the greatest, biggest ever, and it deserves the greatest, biggest ever reply. And no, you don't get to decide how big and how long and severe this reply is because you're not a chick. You just don't get to. You can't sit back and go, okay, that's enough. Enough already. Good Lord. Yeah, I just don't get it. They just, their arrogance and their insistence on this is their right. You know, this is their right. It it just baffles me. It just baffles me. If it was any other group going, step off. It's all right. You know, he punched me in the nose, so therefore I get to rip him limb from limb, every joint one at a time, toe by toe, finger. You know how it is. We start the bottom, we work our way up. That's justified because he punched me. He punched me. Therefore, I get to dismember. That's about what they're doing. They got punched in the nose, and now they're okay, man. You want to fight? We'll fight. Start dismembering you. Literal dismemberment. Yeah, right at first, oh man, there was all kinds of video and stuff, and now you can't get a peep. It's just going quietly in the background, just killing day after day after day. And wow, I didn't know. Wow, the Jews are so, oh man, they're hateful. Oh, if you've seen some of those videos and what they're saying, to take the moniker and claim themselves God's people and then act like that with no grace, with no mercy, with no forgiveness. Pure, kill. Just kill them. And everybody's seen the statistics. The statistics on retaliation is always way bigger than what happened. Now this time they're going, and we're just not going to do a skosh over proportion. We're going to just go. We're going to do complete. We're going to level this place and make it a parking lot. We're going to open up the new beachfront properties right here in Gaza. All new. That's crazy. That's crazy. History and time has shown us several things. You can't trust these people. Can't trust them. There's a few countries in Europe saying enough. We're closing our borders. No more immigration. We're not passing all these crazy laws. We're not doing the jab things. We're not doing the tracking things. We're not. And you don't really hear anything about it. I wonder how they're dealing with those people. Saw a deal yesterday where they said the immigrants have hit Iceland, of all places, Iceland, and they're demanding. I think they said there's 400,000 people that live in Iceland, and they've got some immigrants there, and these immigrants are in their state house protesting, saying, "No, wait a minute, we heard you were going to give us money and food and a home. Yeah, you ain't doing that. We need their stuff." And they're going, "What are you doing here? Get out. We got no money for you and no housing for you. If you come and do immigration and come here legally, we'll see about getting you a job, but do you even have a skill?" It's just it's a great deception. Wait a minute, where have we heard that before? Great deception. Yeah, the the very end. And it's really these people, boy, talk about black and white, now picking sides, R versus D. them versus us. Wow. What are we going to do about the situation with the definition of anti-Semitism being so fluid? How do you function when you don't know when you're going to overstep someone's imaginary line of offense and they cancel you? They come after you and they do their best. They do everything they can to cancel you. I don't know if y'all have seen that. That Rabbi Shmuley. That was crazy. That dude and his daughter been attacking her for 2 years. She finally did a response video, and all the small hats come out just losing their minds. Oh my God, she's such an anti-Semite. Oh my God, how does she continue to breathe our air? It was just wow. And nothing she said. Nothing she said was out of line or wrong. It was just hard truth. And boy, that's one thing the devil don't like is truth. It's just truth. Well, Jason ain't coming on. He just texted he's got work. It happens. It happens. But what we're seeing right now, I can't wait till this April 8th deal on this eclipse. They keep saying it's supposed to be eclipsed for 3 days. And I don't know. But the path, was it ever 70 years? This eclipse and this path happens, but this time, I don't know. There's a video out there about the path and the towns it goes over, and it's pretty cool. And for them to say, anybody to say that the pyramids or the cities, the main sorry, the main hubs, if you will, across the realm are lined up for reasons. They're lined up, and people have pointed out, hey, look at the ley lines, look how these cities and look how these things like that. Just coincidence. It's coincidence. They're on that road, so they're just like, we'll build here. Everybody off your wagons. Let's start building a city. Still the most absurd thing to me is our history. Them telling us these people, oh well, they were, peasants, they were farmers, they lived off the land, they had no discernible skills, and then somebody flicked a switch, and they all went, you know what? Come here, I'm gonna build. Look at this. I'm gonna build a castle. Build a castle right here. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna love it. And all the other peasants went, okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. We can build that. We can do that. Those stupid stories after World War I and World War II, those government work projects. Oh, yeah, we built all these amphitheaters. My little hometown, Big Spring, has a cool amphitheater. It has a very nice amphitheater. And it's just right there on the side of a freaking hill in a park. Like you said, like people say, they cover up a lot of stuff in parks. We have big Comanche presence and Indian presence around there, so they tell us. And so they just go, anything you find, it's Indians. And our area out in West Texas, the Permian Basin is where I lived. Y'all probably heard of the Permian Basin, where sweet crude, Texas sweet crude comes from. It's so flat. But right around my town, we have some plateaus. Have these plateaus all the way across. Several years ago, I'd seen a deal where they were talking about, are some of these hills, mountains, rocks, formations, are these giants? Are these animals? Are these, are these something other than what they look like? And our plateaus, I say, are too big to be trees, because a lot of people, Devil's Tower and all that. Oh, yeah, that looks like that. That was a tree. But ours, it has the side slopes that go up, but it's so flat on the top, and they just go on and they keep going flat. Keep going flat. There's no base. But out there, we have a lot of, like my friend and I, when we went, last time I was out at my parents' a couple of weeks ago, and he was going to show me this flint. He said there's a vein of flint along this ridge that was like 1.5 feet, 2 feet thick, and ran 20, 30 feet. I'd never seen anything like that. He was going to show me. We couldn't find it, but there's flint everywhere, big chunks of flint. But what I noticed first thing was it was stair-stepped all the way down. And it was like amphitheater, like an amphitheater. It was on the side, went down into a valley that went up to another small hill. And when we got down to the bottom, I looked back up and I was like, dude, this is a pyramid? It says, look at the steps. It was crazy. And we got to a point where it was just rubble, right? And it went on down, no more steps. Went down and up. But I'm talking rock. Looked like poured concrete in some places. Found a couple of rocks where the edges were turned up. I don't know how nature wears something in a concave fashion. Everything goes convex, right? It rolls off and rounds it off, but this was rounded out. And a lot of rocks that look like coral, lots of holes in them. Pretty crazy. If you start looking, I think wherever you live, if you really start looking, you'll find some covered up stuff. I think you'll find plenty of things covered up. Somebody did a more compressed version of starting in, I want to say the first one the guy showed was 1912 in the New York Times, where they put out an article saying that Israel, the Jews, 6 million Jews were in danger of being starved, wiped out. And then in 21, 22, 23, 25, 27, like all the way up to 1933 or so, well before Hitler was ever in power, when they were a republic, when things were were not too hot and heated. They were settling down. But the narrative was, in every single one of those articles, 6 million Jews in danger of starving, of whatever. Somebody's got to do something. Somebody's got to do something. How do you write articles about that for well over 10 years and it not come to fruition? And nobody goes, hang on, you keep saying this. We've written articles, for years, a decade now, talking about this, and there's no sign of it. What are you people talking about? Where is it? Where is it? I think one article said so far 127,000 had perished. They didn't say were killed. They didn't say were starved. I think the article said so far 127,000 had met their demise, something like that. But it's just wow, what's going on, folks? What a great deception. What a great deception. Yeah, I was brought up in my church saying, look, Bible says if you go against the Jews, you're going against God. And, if you're not on their side, you're on the wrong side. That was a message we got. And up until probably 10 years ago, I was a no questions asked supporter of Israel, because the stories we always got was poor Man, they got attacked again. Why are people doing this to them? Well, when you're standing on the sidelines going, yeah, why is this happening? You fall for it. And then you find out, oh, wow, that's what happened. Yeah, I guarantee you 95% of Americans or more have no idea what happened in 1948. None of them. And if and I'd be willing to go so far as to say the ones that think they know don't know the real story. They know what was given. Because until I saw it, I thought it was a open arms thing. I thought it was a come on, here it is, come home. Everybody agrees. Everybody agrees. Then they don't tell you there were people living there, been living there for a while, and they got to walk in and go, I like this house. Hey, Goyim, get out. Now, how come they get to call us Goyim? How come they get to call us names and degrade us publicly? But boy, you can't say nothing about them. I mean, even all our other minorities are below them. That rabbi talking with Candace says, oh, I'm not going to pretend, to understand, what a black man, goes through. And what he deems racist, that's not my call. And it's the same thing with us. You don't get to say what offends us or shouldn't offend us. We get to pick that. And wow, us white, Christian, heterosexual, as a group, wow, we just are like, y'all call us the number one threat to democracy. Y'all say, if we even start to form together and make a coherent group, y'all say we're white supremacists. Y'all say we're nationalists, Christian nationalists. Yeah, I heard that lately. They're starting to say that. Oh, and they've come up with a new word or phrase for abortion. You ready for this? Heard it on a left-wing talk show. Government mandated pregnancy is what states with abortion laws are doing. This is their claim. That especially Texas, because we have one of the toughest, is we are enforcing state mandated pregnancies. You tell me. You tell me. That's brilliant. That is a play on words and a twisting of facts that takes a special kind of evil. Special kind of evil. State mandated pregnancy. So my daughter gets pregnant. I go to the state going, look, if you don't let us murder this baby, this is on you. You're mandating pregnancy on my daughter. What? She mandated pregnancy on herself when she practiced unsafe sex. That has nothing to do with us. Oh yeah, if you had a law. If your laws weren't so bad. This would be over. And the case they keep bringing up about the girl in Texas. Her baby had a genetic anomaly. It was going to have some disease. I forget what it was. But a disease isn't a death sentence like Down syndrome and stuff. It's not a death sentence. Those people can live and have a life. But she was like at 20 weeks, way down the road. And she's like, yeah, I don't want it. Get rid of it. And her doctor was like, we ain't doing that. No. well past time. So she started raising heck, went to the courts. The court said sorry, and I believe she went out of state and did that. And they're using her as a case for state mandated pregnancies. They used it talking about her. Texas was forcing a state mandated pregnancy on an unwanting, woman. And that's not right. What? She wants a state mandated, y'all want a state mandated guillotine system. That's what y'all want. Y'all want a fast lane. Oh my gosh. Ah, that guy I was with 3 weeks ago. Oh my gosh, I think I'm pregnant. Go to Walmart, go to the fast lane, get her done. That's what they want. No questions asked. No questions asked. And they'd probably name it something really benign. Quick weight loss program through this line. That's the way they are. Oh, and did you see Oprah's big fat ass finally separated from Weight Watchers, which talk about a rigged system where she gets paid millions of dollars to be a spokesperson for a health food system that she can't even do commercials for over those 40 years consistently because she's so fat. And if she got on camera and people were to go, she's still fat and she's been doing Weight Watchers for 20 years now. Does this even work? And then they found out she's taking Ozempic to lose her weight. And I'm sure that meeting went something like, oh my God, you're losing your weight on a drug. You're not losing it on our food. Yeah, it looks like the way it is because, your diet plan just doesn't have enough food in it for me. So I needed something else. But it's just, wow. Diddy gets his house is raided. He flees to, what was it, Uruguay? Something like that. Something down in the Bahamas with no extradition. He's running. People are just getting accused all over the place of all these evil deeds. It's just, and the defense, their defenders are just, it blows me away watching those congressional hearings. Side sits there and talks about, right here are the deposits, here are the checks, and the other side's like, you don't even know what that is. You don't have any evidence. Well, right here we have evidence. They had a business. What business? What'd they do? They did business. What? But the left, I've said it 1,000 times, man, I admire their game. They stick together as a team on the narrative, on the plan. You rarely see them jumping ship. If you see anybody on the left jumping ship, they're real new to the game. And they got scared. They got to see a little bit of their darkness and they went, whoa, I think I'm going to go to the other team. I know you're all on basically the same team, but I want to be a white hat now and then. I don't want to actually do and make the sausage. I want to be able to point out good sausage and bad sausage. I don't want to make it. These people are just, wow. How do they get into politics? Stay in politics. In the last 60 years of my lifetime, and not be corrupt. And in one form or fashion. It's just crazy. I was watching a deal. It was yesterday. They were talking about people giving Trump money. Well, from what the guy said, David Axelrod had given him like $120,000. And if you know who David Axelrod is, you're like, he plays on the other team. He has for a long time. So some people scream, Trump, 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 he's going to save us. Well, if ever a time in history has come, it is now that we just pick the lesser of two evils. You've heard that before, but right now, oh, wow, has it ever been more true than now that we're just, the lesser of two evils. That's what we got to do. It's one of those deals. We thought for the longest time, I know y'all thought too, very few of us were on board early, that our votes don't count. They've proven that to us. They've told us so much with the way the left just will fight to the death for no voter ID. They'll fight to the death for all these weird rules, all these mail-in ballots, things like that. They won't give up. They keep fighting for it. You can show them the stats where since states that put in voter ID laws, minority voting went up, participation went up. It was all positives, but they won't have it. They won't have it. We don't care if it works. We want it this way. If you do it that way, we can't intervene. Yeah, you do it that way. That would make us rethink how we do it. And it's just, for decades I'd heard that they freaking ballot harvested in old folks' homes and in retirement centers and things like that. Give these people $50, give them a stack of voter cards, absentee cards. Go to those people. Half of them can't hear you. The other half don't understand you. And the other half of the other half, they don't give a shit. So they just go, well, do you know him? Do you know who this is? Yeah, that's Governor so-and-so. Yeah. Okay, you vote for him? Yeah. Okay, he's a Democrat. Just want to do all Democrat. Okay, we'll just do all Democrats. Here, sign this right here. And they put the pen there. You can see it. And they're like, fold it up. Another vote. Another vote. Another vote. And it's been going on for a long time. And nobody's ever done anything about it. From decade to decade, you can go through, and low-level city, state people involved in elections, they get caught now and then. Out in West Texas, we had a famous one. A little bitty town of 500 people. This one guy goes and tries to buy votes. He's buying votes. He's the people who are running the election. He bought one of them off. The other ones found out, and they narked. It was a cop. It was a sheriff, guy running for sheriff, I believe, and he was trying to rig it for himself and for mayor because they were buddies. And they got caught, and it was funny. Everybody laughed. What? In a town this small? Come on, man. Come on. How are you going to cheat? These people, everybody knows everybody. But a few people lower level, but never anybody ever on federal level. And if it was somebody on federal level, it was somebody in the mid-level management of an organization. Never politicians. Rarely. I guess I need to check on that. I need to do a search on that. How many have ever been? Number one, just start with accusations, because usually if you've been accused of something like that, there's something there. Something shady went down. So just how many accusations? And we know convictions is be able to count them on one hand. Like I said, if they are, they're lower level. I've been going 44 minutes. One of the subscribers said, "Yeah, music promo," and so I got the beast out. Pretty cool. 3-way switch. The little amp has a distortion on it where you can play it really crisp. Switch pickups. It's a lot cleaner right there. But it's been fun. It's been fun learning. The dogs, when I'm playing it, Real quietly, they like to lay right around me. But I'm getting there. I'm learning. If you don't love that guitar, you're crazy. If you do and you want one, get a hold of Jason, JJ Hicks. He's got a YouTube page. Let me see what his. I forget what his YouTube page is. Let's give him a shout out. Put him in the link. Go follow a bunch of stuff. And I believe this is his. Yes, this is him. Let's, where is it? I guess. What do you gotta do? I always forget how to just. There it is. All right, I got it. I'm not that dumb. I can do it. I'll put it in the chat right here. This is Jason's YouTube page. Go check him out if you know anybody that wants a cool guitar. Holler at him. Such good work. Oh man, quality work. That thing is so solid. It is really, 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 really great. Jason, if and when you watch this, we need to talk about like a pick guard, because I don't want it to end up like Willie's Guitar Trigger. If you've never watched that, that's a good documentary deal to watch about Willie's Guitar Trigger and the guy who repairs it for him and has worked on it for him over the years. That's really interesting, because Willie's guitar, if you've ever listened to his music, he has a unique sound, and there's a reason. And that guitar is it. That guitar's, he said, when Trigger dies, he's done. When Trigger's dead, it's all over. And it's cool to watch that deal about the guy who repairs and has worked on his guitar. Very interesting. But Jason does a great job. Y'all at least go check out his channel. And him and Ashley, they do a good job. Good Christian people. All right, guys, I'm going to shut her down. Love you all. Good discernment, good vibrations. Take care.